fiddlesticks!
What, Wilbur?
We just got hit and I think my back has all been out of shape.
You gotta talk with those whippersnappers at the Advocates Law Firm. They're the best injury lawyers around.
What?
Pipe down, Clarence! Abner's telling me about the lawyers and the advocates. So what happened to you, Abner?
I was walking across the street with the light when some young punk came screeching around the corner. I lost a toe.
What?
Shut it, Clarence! If you get injured, the advocates get results.
AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Everybody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Today, we continue to toast yet another unsung hero. There are many unsung heroes out there in the world, Miles. That's correct. You know, the news is all about terrible people. There are some good people out there. Like yesterday, we go across the pond to honor a man whose selfless public service, well, deserves recognition. Now, he began his career in the British Army, where he became commanding officer at one Army training regiment. Now, from there, he went on to join the United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense, where he served as the executive officer for all British military operations in the UK. That's a pretty significant job. For the last 5 years, he's been the head of resilience, emergency preparedness, response, and recovery, which basically would be like an international FEMA, for lack of a better term. In other words, he's responsible for coordinating the response and recovery from emergencies both in the UK and internationally. This guy has always had his finger on the pulse of what in the hell is going on in the world. But today, we honor him with our shot of the day. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in toasting Major Dickie Head.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
The Major.
Major Head.
Major Dickie Head. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, he's good, right? Miles is right, yeah. That name works either way.
That was a gold mine when I saw that. I'm like, wow, this is an accomplished guy.
Guess who I met last night?
You're not going to believe this.
Salute.
So let's drink. We pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola, bichola!
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Steve Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Hayden. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola. All right, Hayden, you understand how this here game works?
I do.
Fantastic.
I've been waiting for years.
All right. Then you have your choice of one of three stories. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
You know what? I was figuring that you probably would offer a drugs option, but you know what? Let's go for interior decorating. That sounds like fun.
All right. Interior decorating, always fun. They're saying in the butt, all I can say is maybe. Here's your story. A 48-year-old woman, she was arrested after police found her with methamphetamine, including a bag of the substance that she had hidden in her body. The woman also hid a glass smoking pipe in her body. Now, officers pulled over the woman near an entrance to the Arnold Commons shopping plaza because she did not have the car's headlights or taillights on at night. She was asked if she had anything illegal in the car. She said she didn't know. So when she got out of the car, she had a bag containing meth in her hand. The woman also told police there was something behind the driver's seat, and officers found yet another bag of meth. Now, the woman, when she was arrested, she told officers she did, in fact, have a glass pipe in her vagina. Officers asked her to remove the pipe, and she did, which leads me to wonder which officer offered their hand to take it. I don't know. Now, after the woman was finally taken to the police station, a female officer was called to the station to search the woman, and they found another bag of meth in the suspect's body. Now, the woman was booked and released pending application of warrants, but where on her body did officers find the final bag of methamphetamine? Was it also in her vagina? Was it in her rectum? Was it in her belly button? Or was it in her fat rolls? So we have vagina, rectum, belly button, or fat rolls. They found a third and final bag of meth somewhere in there.
Man, that's just disturbing all the way around, man.
Yes, it is.
Where was it at again?
Where is Peevely, P-E-V-E-L-Y, and a place called Arnold? I'm not sure.
Maryland. There's an Arnold, Maryland.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? That could be it.
Fat rolls.
Is that what you're saying, Ted?
Oh, damn.
Fat rolls? Yes.
You know, I got to agree with Ted on this one, I think. I mean, it seems pretty out there, but...
No, it doesn't.
I mean...
Not with this woman.
I mean, if you already checked her prison purse, it seems like... I don't know. This had to be like nobody wanted to like lift something up. That's what I'm going with.
Keep in mind, this woman gets out of the car with a bag of meth in her hand. Then she sends the cops in the car, so they grab the bag of meth behind the driver's seat. Then I got a glass pipe in my vagina. Yeah. I mean,
I'm going belly button. Just because we brought it up today. Final answer there, Hayden. Fat rolls?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm heavily contemplating this. This is, I mean, on top of being disturbing, it's just really fascinating. I mean,
are you sticking with fat rolls? Final answer.
Final answer.
All right, we're going to find out where she had that third bag hidden. Was it her vagina, rectum, belly button, or fat rolls next?
That was a tease.
Oh, drat. I was driving along minding my own business when that vulgar leech hit my Beamer with his pickup truck. I fear I've fractured my clavicle.
I say, old boy, don't simply put it in the hands of your insurance company to sort it out. Talk with the dedicated road solicitors at the Advocates Law Firm.
Pipe down, you old sod. The Advocates will see your case through to the bitter end and won't sleep a fortnight until they have victory in their grasp.
Jolly good, old man. Jolly good indeed. You get injured, the Advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety. 3M Science. Applied to life.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Categories: interior decorating on profile. This woman was arrested after police found meth and another drug stashed in her body, along with a pipe stashed inside her body as well.
No. The meth she had in her hand when she got out of the vehicle. A second bag of meth was found behind the driver's seat, and then the meth pipe was in fact in her vagina.
But there was a third bag.
Yes, there was.
Right. So the question is, where was the third bag stashed, correct?
Yeah, you were right, my bad.
Okay, so vagina, rectum, belly button, or fat rolls?
And Hayden, that is a question that we posed to you. Now let's see here. You agree with D. Ted Smith with fat rolls, which would not be the first time by any stretch. However, that is incorrect. To be honest with you, I don't know what this woman looks like. She might be 80 pounds. She could be 400. No idea. Miles, he went with the belly button. I do recall having one story of a dude who hit a gun.
Something crazy, yeah.
A ridiculous amount.
Oh, no.
No, this woman was all vagina all day. They found the bag also and her vagina, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just figured a trick question, but yeah, that vagina, it holds a lot.
Couple lighters,
I guess if she's that methed out, fat rolls doesn't make sense.
Here's my question, though. You know what? That's a good call. Here's my question, all right? So they're only talking about the illegal things that were in her vagina.
Yeah.
Right? So
chapstick, everything.
Right, chapstick, that may have been in
comb.
There. Comb, toothbrush, travel case, driver's license.
Yeah. Lighter.
Exactly.
Now for all TV news, all times, time for TV time of 10.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. You got the Jimmys.
Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon.
You got Seth Meyers.
Okay.
Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It's right there in the title. These guys have teams of talents and writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joking from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
The FBI has said an unruly passenger on a Delta flight was taken into custody after he refused to wear a mask and mooned a flight attendant and other passengers. The man ultimately apologized and returned to the cockpit to fly the plane.
Kimmel.
Fallon?
Guys, get this. The FBI said an unruly passenger on a Delta flight was taken into custody after he refused to wear a mask and mooned a flight attendant and other passengers. The man ultimately apologized and then returned to the cockpit to fly the plane.
A new study is out and it lists the best and worst states to retire in. And it turns out the best states to retire in were the 60s and 70s.
Ted Smith.
Maybe the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could retire in the 80s, you had a good time. Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I feel like the 90s into the 2000s is when like people had to stop retiring.
Well, yeah, the boundaries dried up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rapper Jay-Z is reportedly signed onto a letter that's urging the New York governor and state lawmakers to ban prosecutors from using rap lyrics against defendants in court. Not because it's unfair, but because it's so cringy to hear lawyers recite them.
Seth Meyers.
Fallon.
Seth.
Rapper Jay-Z has reportedly signed on to a letter urging New York Governor Kathy Hochul and state lawmakers to ban prosecutors from using rap lyrics as evidence against defendants in court. Not because it's unfair, just because it's so cringy to hear lawyers recite them.
That's why I never released I'm Gonna Steal Candy from Royal Farms.
Rofo.
You like Rofo chicken? According to a new report, Britain's Prince Andrew had a collection of more than 70 teddy bears, and staff members were ordered to arrange them according to a diagram, and then they could get to work on his enormous collections of giant red flags.
Myers.
According to a new report, Britain's Prince Andrew had a collection of more than 70 teddy bears.
That's weird.
And staff members were ordered to arrange them according to a diagram. And then they could get to work on his enormous collection of giant red flags.
That is so weird. Outside of like a dog toy, like my buddy's like, it just sits there as I dog sit the dog. But like there's no stuffed animals in my home.
And also, remember, he was puppet guy as well.
All dudes.
Yeah.
According to the allegations.
I've got this big-ass bear in my kid's room on the bed. I've been trying to get rid of this thing for years.
How big?
It's big, but they will not let me get rid of it. I'll put it up in the closet.
Then why don't they take it?
And I don't know. It's like, yes,
you
exactly.
don't live here anymore. Man,
I know.
If you want
take the damn bear.
Take it.
Have you seen those giant bears at Costco? They're massive.
How big? Like,
I feel like it's like taller than me.
That's the problem with the Evergreen goddamn State Fair, right? Kids love it when it's open, COVID's after everything. Every summer we go up there, we have a great time. My son is not massive on rides, right? That's not the adrenaline he wants. My daughter loves doing the rides, so me and the daughter pair off and we do all these terrifying rides she wants to do. Son goes off with mom. Well, son does very well at all these carnival games. And he knows that his sister loves stuffed animals. So by the time we're done doing our first round, he has like 15 18. I'm not
Jesus.
Because he crushes all the games. Not these games are difficult, right? But I mean,
but he wins.
He does well. He went, but he does well enough where he gets to pick on the top shelf. And it's like, bro, these asbestos-filled fiberglass goddamn teddy bears that are 6 feet tall. Like, because long and short of, as the parent, you end up carrying them around all goddamn day. The last time we went, and I believe the count was 18.
Damn.
Like, we left for the day. Oh, yeah. I was not happy. The kids were in a great place, and I'm just like, F this, man.
Well, people like to win.
Yeah, all those toys are made in the USA.
Right here, yeah.
So the Red Cross, their blood supply is low. Pretty low.
Yeah.
So they teamed up with the NFL. So basically, here's the deal. People that donate blood, plasma, or pallets.
Yeah.
Pallets. Up until the end of this month, January, you'll be automatically entered into a drawing for 2 tickets to the Super Bowl in February.
Wow.
At SoFi Stadium.
Okay.
Hey, why not, man? Actually, I need to give blood in general. I used to be on top of that, right? So at least twice a year I would do it. I don't know what happened. I just stopped, right? And then, we've heard recently the Red Cross is going through all this stuff, and I'm mad at myself. Like, dude, you used to do this all the time, every year.
What if they take my COVID blood?
Look, if I need a blood transfusion, I don't
Does
care.
that matter?
Usually it does.
If you actively have it, I'm going to say
no. I mean, I know that.
But. Yeah.
I don't know, because they would always ask the questions. It was, how do you feel today to make sure you're not sick that day, right? But then they would go through this litany of historical questions with regard to you. And the one that always made me laugh was, have you had sex with at least one other man since, and I want to say it's like an 18-year period or something. So when I was going there, they're like, since 1976. I'm like, 76? And it always gives the pause. They're like, yeah. I'm like, no, I'm cool, man. Good.
I know.
They never want to say anything.
I always wanted to go for that one, too.
Hell yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool prize, though. And again, you're just donating blood, but you're automatically entered. Basically, you go to the official NFL tailgate, tickets to the Super Bowl. They're flying you to L.A. The hotel's paid for, and a $500 gift card for food. I mean,
that's worth it.
That's cool.
Yeah. Look, we're saying we should already give blood, but I'm like, go give blood before the 31st of this month. Like, that's a pretty good deal. Because then also, even if you have Super Bowl tickets, a lot of the expense also will be getting there and staying there, and they're like, no, we got you covered. Plus, I don't know. You got to pick somebody not in that. Can you imagine if you just live in L.A. and it's like, geez, thanks.
It should be a good Super Bowl.
Should be. Yeah, but the idea of, if you live in L.A., I'm not traveling. Part of the fun of the Super Bowl, whether your team wins or loses, is I'm leaving the hometown to go wherever it is you go to see the Super Bowl.
L.A.'s not the worst place.
No, it's not. But if I live in L.A., this is not awesome.
You didn't want a team in the first place.
Unless the alternative, right? We've made it clear we don't want a team.
Right, it'd be look, there's plenty of very nice hotels in Seattle. But it'd be like winning a package to stay in Seattle for a game. Cool.
It's cool. That's great. But
yeah, you're throwing in all that free stuff. Fly me somewhere. That would be my thing.
Our big winner of the test would fly me somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's part of the package. Fly me, man. Let's see. Pete Davidson, Colin Jost, and a comedy club owner, Paul Italia. They bought a Staten Island ferry boat.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul Italia, Polish mobster.
Alitalia?
I'm kidding.
Oh, yep, you're right.
Italia. It's right there.
It was built in 1965. It was the oldest for being retired last year. This isn't that crazy, I think, for people around here, right? Because I want to say they've sold off a couple of the ferry boats they've used here in Seattle. You can buy them.
They used to have a big silver one, right? And they're going to make that a floating restaurant.
Waka, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It was cool. It looked like a big old silver streak, but I guess that didn't happen.
Yeah, basically, here's the deal. They joked about it on Update this week. They were just they want to, the guy that already owns a comedy club, he's like, we want to turn it into live entertainment, event space, comedy. But basically, nobody wanted to see the thing go to the scrapyard.
Sure.
Which is fair. And you see all those old boats, they got to have a ton of them. I also just think, obviously, Colin Jost and Pete Davidson, know each other. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're on SNL together and everything. And Pete Davidson, he's shown up in more skits this year, but he was kind of famous for being the Weekend Update guy.
Right.
Or just playing himself. And now he's actually doing characters.
Right. So Jost, you don't know I know Jost has a super famous wife.
Yes.
I like in the intro, he's one of the head writers for SNL. In his intro, like he's got a cocktail in his hand, but you just don't hear a ton about him. Whereas like Pete Davidson, I feel like every day I look on any website, I got Pete Davidson news.
Yeah, I think part of it is how you carry yourself and also either the threats or conversations you have with the people around you, right? Pete Davidson doesn't mind having everyone follow him around because it helps him. Right?
Correct.
Where Colin Jost might help him, I think he legitimately is like, you keep my life out of your mouth. That's all. I haven't done anything for you to really go track it down. Even though I'm married to Scarlett Johansson, you would think that would be... Scarlett? Is it Scarlett
Johansson?
Okay, yeah, you would think that'd be the thing, and somehow, in spite of that, it's like, no. My life is
that's
mine.
I'm just like, because at first when I heard this story, I was like, they're opening a nightclub on a ferry? Like, sounds wild, but...
Sounds cool.
What kind of club would it be? And then when I read that one, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. There's an actual guy that owns a comedy club helping out this. So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, it'll probably be like you do with the ferry docks. Right?
Yeah,
or
you're not,
whatever.
Maybe every once in a while they sail, but for the most part, no.
Oh, yeah.
You're just walking up the dock and going.
Yeah. Like anytime I go to an event on the pier, it's like to eat or drink. It's not like I go down to one of the famous piers to like catch a boat and go out fishing. You know what I mean? It's different marina. But I also am kind of interested with all that power. Like, there could be a lot of people at these events. And it would just be interesting to see like Pete Davidson's like, we need a tattoo parlor in the back. And Jost is like, we need brown liquor.
And both will happen.
Yeah. I guess that's my question. Just like, they seem like two different dudes. Obviously, they get along. I'm just like, wonder what that place is going to look like.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be cool.
I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I'd rather hang out on the Jost side. Let's see. Aziz Ansari's got a new one out on Netflix. You want to check that out. Anything late night tonight, check out Fallon. He'll have on his musical guest as Imagine Dragons.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Well, great balls of fire, Bubba.
What happened, Buford?
That crazy son of a Sal blew right through that four-way stop on Main Street and plowed into my cowboy Cadillac.
Your what?
My pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, Ted.
Oh, quit your bitching, Buford, and talk with those side busters at the Advocates Law Firm. When I got busted up last month, well, shoot, they made sure those snakes at the insurance company played fair.
Boy, howdy. Even that creepy so-and-so Kyle earned his keep.
So if you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety. 3M Science. Applied to life.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. More reason not to eat vegetables, Steve, as a woman finds a live scorpion in her broccoli.
Yeah, that's right.
Meanwhile, a Dunkin' Donuts employee tells a customer what day it is and gives her $1 for free. To Bourbon County, Kentucky, where a limo with stripper pole drives into a stream. Man goes in for a routine hernia surgery, but things are far from what they seem. And a man is charged with killing his roommate's emotional support ferrets. It is time for your headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, on top story, we go to Europe, where a man went to the hospital with complaints of swelling. Having been born with only one descended testicle, the man had spent a decade with an ever-increasing swelling in his groin area that he attributed to the anomaly. Doctors initially diagnosed him with a type of hernia and prepped him for surgery to take care of it. While under the knife, that's when surgeons found the true cause of his discomfort: the man's uterus, ovaries, fallopian tubes, and his missing testicle.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Turns out the man had a rare condition in which he was born with all the work in plumbing, but the male exterior won the coin toss.
You have a uterus, baby.
Exactly.
You are everything.
See, but then this begs the question. Do they then got to wake the guy up like, do you want us to just take care of this, or do you want to keep it in there? What do you want to do here, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be the question, right? I would hope I'm asked. Like, hey, man, it's nothing to do with your non-descended testicle, but you do have a uterus and fallopian tubes.
Hey, good news.
Right. Like, criminy, man. Hey, in other news to the lovely world of the internet, where a quick coffee employee is generating a little controversial buzz. The video shows the employee handing a middle-aged female customer her coffee along with a dollar bill that he claimed was in recognition of the chain's new holiday. And I'm not going to say the real name, just know that it's Porn Thumbnail Acronym Monday. It's a 4-letter acronym. Yes. You know what it is. She's middle-aged. Fill in the blank there.
So he thought she was high and gave her, what, the $1 call?
Yeah, indeed. The customer was understandably caught off guard with the news and made a hurried getaway, still being polite, wishing the employee a good day, to which he replied, quote, "You too, mommy."
Oh, Jesus.
The video was met with mixed reviews on the app.
You too, mommy.
It's unclear if disciplinary action was taken against the employee.
I hope not.
They're probably just not out loud.
So somebody commented, and that's how you get fired. And then he commented underneath saying, "I've already got an interview with another one."
My daughter's a barista. If you knew the crap that people said to her,
oh my God,
you want to kill somebody.
Absolutely. Like, just some of them will take videos. You'll get surveillance footage. Like, yeah.
Most people just don't do it on tape.
How did your parents not teach you better, man? Conduct yourself. We go to Australia, where nobody should be surprised about this story. A woman found that even the vegetables in Australia are dangerous. While making dinner, the woman found something nasty included in her bag of broccoli: a live scorpion.
Actually, the way I read the story is she found something nasty in her bag of scorpion.
Right. The creature crawled out of the bag and attempted to make a getaway inside the woman's house, but thanks to a group effort, they were able to wrangle it. The company apologized for the incident, believing the scorpion to be a stowaway at the bagging facility.
I like it. It's the that Aldi grocery store, the chain, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And they go, "Hey, this is very unusual." And I'm like, we know it's unusual.
Well, yeah.
We know that usually they're not scorpions in your broccoli.
Right. That's why I'm emailing you about it. Because I've bought your broccoli over and over again, and this has never really been a thing.
This is not the norm. I'm glad that Aldi felt the need to explain that to people.
Right.
We don't normally put venomous insects in our broccoli.
Good to know.
Usually.
I like how that's an excuse. It must have just happened in bagging. Is vegetables really the only thing where everybody's like, yeah, I know, venomous spider, totally fine. Yeah, you just... From where we pick it up, man.
Always. Grapes, sprouts, spinach,
right.
You name it, where these things always happen routinely over and over and over again.
But a mouse ends up in a can of Monster, we're going to sue the place for it.
Right.
Sorry, just ended up there where they canned it. Okay. Rules are rules. Sorry, I'm going to die on this hill.
I know. Well, there's a limit on how many mice you
Yes.
you can have in your Mises. Mouses.
Yeah.
Mises.
Sad story out of Minnesota. A man is facing a jail sentence for animal cruelty. This one's just awful.
This is terrible.
Police got the call after a pair of roommates had argued the night before about the intrusive presence of one of their ferrets. The one made the comments on a couple of occasions alluding to the possibility of him eliminating the animals, but police finally got the call when the owner found droplets of blood leading away from their cage. The animals were found in an alley nearby, and the roommate now faces several counts of animal cruelty. I'm not going to tell you what happened just because
it's terrible.
It's awful.
You should.
It's terrible.
It's absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Like, find a new roommate. Ask the guy to give him to somebody else. I don't care. That is not how you freaking solve this problem, man. Call Pet Solutions. Criminy.
Hey, Mike, we provide solutions. We don't kill things.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's another solution.
And remember, you get a discount the fewer questions you ask.
Call the professionals, man.
Exactly.
Is this ethical? Save you $50 if you don't need an answer.
There you go.
Where do ferrets live normally?
Right. They're a weasel, so...
Like, I don't know if anybody's ever been like, next thing that I know, a wild ferret ran up on me.
I guess they're North American. I don't know, but right, they're related to the weasel.
Woodland creature, right? They
they're
also exist in some cold areas because then they don't kind of go to a mink. Is that correct?
All right, how about this? Where do, hamsters live in the wild?
Right.
If you find I just honestly don't, I got to Google this.
Close relative of the mole.
I guess, right, because, the dude killed him, right?
Yes.
But, could he have, let him out in the wild, or were they just been dead?
Right.
No,
they still
ferrets are
been
pretty
dead,
resourceful, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Hamsters in the wild. Where do hamsters live in the wild?
Survey says. You learned it here.
Domestic life. They're domesticated in 1939.
I don't care.
Apparently, they like to live in warm, dry areas like sand dunes or the edge of deserts.
No, not in your house.
I would have never guessed that in a million years.
Also in wood shaving, so I've been told. And that is it for your headlines with that. Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. We'll see you up next on more Men's Room with the Men's Room Happy Hour exclusively on the Odyssey app.
Yes, indeed. In the meantime, we be all about this bitch for about 180 seconds or so, but don't count because you get all weird about it. So until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 1 in every 5 children killed in traffic crashes in the U.S. was a pedestrian. That's why 3M is working alongside local governments and NGOs to help improve crosswalk visibility and traffic markings in school zones, in a worldwide initiative to provide kids with a safe walk to school and access to the education they deserve. To learn more and take action, visit 3m.com/schoolzonesafety. 3M Science. Applied to life.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.